Welcome to Our Village podcast. I am so excited to be here. I'm your host, Tobi Bello, and this podcast is commissioned by Project Art Center. I am so excited about this particular episode because I have Tola Vintage, Ayuba, and I also have Monjola from Chamomile. These two people are very close people to me and also just amazing inspirations to so many people in the Black and Irish community. I'm so excited for you guys to listen to this whole episode. Again, it's going to be a bit long, but I promise you every single part of it is so good. So yeah, enjoy. No, actually, again, I don't know.
I went to school in town, just
Yeah,
around
do you
the
know what
corner.
I mean? Yeah, so like you weren't, I know you weren't born in Ireland. You weren't.
I wasn't born here.
What age did you come here?
Like 10.
10,
Yeah, I was young.
same.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Wait,
I
what?
think I came here when I was like just about to turn 4.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you
So-
grew up here.
Yeah.
And you obviously don't remember much from
I have like 4 like vivid memories.
4 vivid memories.
Yeah, like just like very specific memories, like
Yeah.
just like school, the day that I was leaving, and then just some like other like weird stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. But like you know at that age you can remember stuff.
Yeah, do you
And I
like
feel like cuz I was 3, so I was like, yo, like being a child in Nigeria is probably like you probably have to grow up a bit faster.
Yeah, oh,
because
yeah.
the memories I actually remember being quite like alert. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe that's why you
Yeah.
kind of like remember a lot of stuff as well. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you like remember was it with your family solely, or do you remember like grandparents, cousins and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
I
Because your
remember-
family is like quite big.
Yeah, I remember because my mom came here first, so I lived with my grandparents for a few months before I came.
Oh, yeah.
So like like I remember a lot of that.
That is so cool.
I
though.
know.
Yeah.
Like
and like
that-
coming here at 4, like that's such an important age as well. Like
Yeah,
that kind of stage.
for sure.
And you were saying that you came here at 10.
Yeah, very similar to him though. Like my mom left first as well.
Yeah.
So I kind of like I was with my grandparents as well.
Yeah.
But then I had to take like I'm the oldest, so I take up my little sisters.
Okay, yeah. And
So-
how many siblings do you have?
Wow, there's a lot of us, 6 of us all together.
Really?
Yeah,
I think I've only met 2.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
meeting your younger brother. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
younger.
one of them live in Nigeria.
Okay,
Sophia.
cool.
She used to be here, but she moved back. Yeah,
Ooh.
but
And
I
what
kinda-
age did she move back?
What, she was 22. Yeah.
Fascinating age to
yeah.
move back. And
Crazy,
what
right?
age did you get here?
What
Was
age-
she born here or was she?
I think she moved there when she was around 6, maybe.
Wow, that's a fascinating age to go
Yeah,
back.
a lot of people are moving back.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like there's a lot of things like especially in Lagos. I don't know about like Abuja, but I know that like things are developing there.
Yeah, it looks fun. Like
Mm-hmm.
people are doing things like music wise, art wise. Like even for me as a visual artist, I think Lagos X is like becoming huge. Like people are traveling
That's
to Lagos
like
during
November,
November
like this,
time.
the art
And December.
And December,
But
like
it's
obviously
mad though,
dead to
before, like,
December.
it's mad though, before December, there's like a whole thing that's like people are still going back for, but it's like artists, right?
Yeah,
like
it's
painters,
Yeah.
Visual artists.
Artists.
What's
Yeah.
that skeptic thing called?
Homecoming.
Homecoming,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well, yeah. So there's a lot of people wanting to connect to like
course.
being like back home
Mm.
and things like that. Like it just, I don't know. It also feels like it's just so much fun. Like it just feels like there's so much happening in the music and everything. Like
And I also think it's not just a party creatively as well,
yeah.
which is pretty cool. Yeah.
When last were you in Nigeria?
I try and go back every year.
Really?
I love that place. You
Yeah.
know, I love the food, I love the weather, I love the people.
Yeah.
Just love it. But I've been back in the last 2 years. But hopefully this year.
This year, because I'm trying to
Hopefully.
go this year. So when
Hopefully.
last have you been in Nigeria?
2005 maybe.
You're meant to go every year.
Yeah, I know, but like I was meant to go last year.
Yeah.
Like, and I already know. I have a feeling, and I can only imagine, but I have a feeling of how it would make me feel.
Going
Because
back
even when
home.
I'm out of Ireland and I go to a different city and I'm just constantly around like black people.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been in Ireland for like maybe like 2.5 months, but
Yeah.
coming back I was like, oh my god, like what?
Yeah,
Because
because
you
like
get so
you
used to
and
be
New
being
York
around.
suits you so
You get
well.
so used to being around like black people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like when you come back here, it's the first day I got back. I was in town.
Yeah, you're
I was just like
telling
around
me.
Face Street and Drury Street. I was telling you, I was like, yo, I didn't actually see black people. I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Even though we think there's a lot of us here, it's when you leave. I think I got our first experience was in London. I think I went to London for the first time. I was like maybe 14, 15 maybe.
Yeah.
And bunch of friends, and then we were on the bus for the first time, and the bus driver was black, and a lot more people were black. I was just like, oh, we could actually be be
Yeah.
ourselves, if that makes
Huge,
sense.
man.
And I
It's
think that was the
huge.
first time I saw the representation of blackness, if that makes sense. Walking to the bank,
Yeah.
there's a lot of black people walking and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
and like we
So
only make up like, I think now it's like we make up like 1.5, less than 1.5% of the population in
that's
Ireland.
crazy.
Like,
Wow.
yeah, so it's like we're pretty, like we're actually pretty. We make a lot of noise for our little number.
Yeah,
we're like,
wait,
yeah, I
is
think
that
like,
re- is that true?
yeah, we're
That's
literally
crazy.
only make up like 1 point. I think it's
I feel
1.5.
like I know like the 1% of black people as well.
No, 100%.
Because
Like,
obviously, like you know a lot of the people.
because I remember that every night out, like you go and you just
and
you knew every single person, every kind of community thing. You knew every single person.
It's good and bad.
Yeah, it's good. Like, cause like this, like I remember it kind of stopped me from going out. Not that like I was like, I don't know. I think it was just like Ireland sometimes feels repetitive.
Of course.
Like every night kind of feels repetitive.
And I
So
feel like when you know almost everyone, it feels even smaller. If that makes
way
sense.
Yeah, of
smaller.
course, of course.
Like it just stays. Like I haven't been back. I haven't been back since when I left, and I like left Nigeria probably when I was like 3.
That's crazy.
Like I have not been back,
need to
and
go
I
back.
remember like going to Wizkid, like this was during the pandemic, and seeing so many black people. This is when I went in London.
Okay.
And it was just like I was grown, but like
Yeah.
that was the first time I'd been around that many black people.
That's crazy.
It was like Wizkid concert, and I just remember standing there, and I just remember being like, no, like I was gonna say there's niggas, but I just said there's niggas. But I was just like, damn, like there's
bare black
there's
people.
bare black people here,
Yeah.
and like that
Actually-
feeling is so interesting. Like,
Yeah,
like it's
for
just
sure.
so odd.
Yeah, I think similar to me as well. I think it was a whiskey gig in the UK as well. But he did
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 nights. So it's like, whoa, he could actually sell out to this amount of
Have that
people.
many people,
Because
yeah.
in Ireland, if you're doing something, and that's why I respect everybody doing, any black person in Ireland doing something, especially the likes of you, your brother, Abby, there's so many of you.
Yeah.
In a way of like, there's only not a lot of numbers to promote it,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. So it's amazing the fact that they could do it the way they do it.
Yeah.
And also to the level they do it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, because I remember the last Chamomile Garden, like that was also a moment for me where I was just like, whoa, like no, this no, this is like different. And it was kind of like it was the first black festival in Ireland. And I think like the fascinating thing about us being black and Irish is the fact like things like that happen. Like first black festival, like it's not, we need to archive things like that. It's so important for us to recognize like that's the
For
first
sure,
time
for
something
sure.
like that happened in this country. And I was speaking to Mama She yesterday, and she is again advocate for just like we need to step out and show ourselves more.
For sure.
Like it's not even a matter of like, because obviously there's a lot of pressure around being in Ireland and being black in Ireland or being anything else but Irish at the moment. But it's just like I think there's a lot of people are waiting for that integration to happen itself, but like it's taking us getting up and actually doing those things and like integrating with the community. So like I just think Chamomile was just something that I was just like, yeah, no, it feels super possible. Like it feels like, I remember like standing there, I'm like, oh no, this is very possible. Because I remember also not knowing so many people. Like that was the first time I went out and I was like, I don't know like 90% of the people here. Like it's only like my guys that I knew. But like outside of that, I was like, I don't know who.
Were you nervous putting that together?
I was excited, but obviously leading up to it, I was nervous.
Yeah.
Just nervous for like the weather.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I didn't know if it was gonna.
That's a
rain.
good
Yeah,
problem.
that's
But,
an
like, I
Irish
feel like,
problem there. Yeah.
I'm never like nervous about the crowd, but I was like definitely like, it passed my expectations.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. Also, one thing I was realizing was you were saying that there was so many people there, like especially it's such a diverse crowd.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's hard to find spaces that are like diverse.
Yeah.
Even just for like, it's either you're going to somewhere that like black people have created for themselves, that's their own space, or you're going to somewhere that's just like super Irish place.
Yeah.
So it's like, obviously now it's nice because I think Dublin is becoming that city that's like going through this like the Renaissance, like the
Yeah.
Brazilians. There's like it's becoming way more like multicultural.
Yeah.
But it's still very hard to go to a space that feels that like it represents this like what's currently happening in this
Yeah.
climate. So
And that's why I love the block parties as well. It's a
Yeah,
mixture of,
Yeah.
sure.
Like
everybody.
Exactly.
Even though it's majority like
the
black,
block parties
but it's
are
mix-
wild.
yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
But-
yeah.
But it's a mixture of like, you know,
Facts. It
everybody.
actually represents like what is happening right now.
Yeah.
And it like facilitates everything. So I also think that because like obviously we're like I don't know like I wouldn't even say we're first because we
Yeah.
weren't born here, but the people like my brother's age, my sister's age, they're all like in their early 20s now.
Yeah.
So I think now is going to be a really good time because there's a lot
There's so
more,
much to do.
and they've like grown up in the system. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I honestly think we're just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like they're gonna take to the next level.
Yeah, I
I
think
honestly,
so.
and I
100%.
can't wait, and it's so exciting to.
Yeah.
I'm
excited for it.
We always have this joke, and I've always been joking with him. I'm like,
Yeah.
I just can't wait for one of us to just fully make it. And I don't know in
Yeah.
what way, or
For sure.
not even financially. I don't know what, in a way of like, we're
Impact.
like,
Yeah.
like, wow, we've done it. Do you
But
know
I
what
feel
mean?
like it's already, like, obviously it's so, because what we're doing now, like, we're not fully getting to see the benefit of what we're doing now. But for the, like I was just saying to you, like, the fact that you are doing something that you have not seen anybody do in the country already is wild, because it's like a lot of people feel like they need the inspiration, like, because you need to see something that you feel like you can do. Do you know what I mean? But for you to not see it and still do it, for me is like the impact there alone. And how like you have like what in town alone? How many stores do you have?
We used to have 4,
Yeah.
but we have 3 now. You're right. It's just, but scary though. Do you know what I mean? At the beginning, a lot of sleepless night.
Yeah.
But I feel like you just get better with time,
Yeah.
and the pressure and the stress you just.
And then your
you know?
first store was, is it the first, where was
The first one was in Temple Bar.
The Temple Bar. That was like also
Yeah.
your first store being in Temple Bar.
Talking about like African parents and growing up in African parents in an
Yeah.
African house. I'm sure you could relate to this.
Yeah.
I remember bringing my mom to the first shop, and she cried.
Well,
It's
of
like,
course, that's huge.
Yeah.
it's
And also like Temple Bar.
And not
That's
only
huge.
that, it's the day I told her I'm dropping out of college.
Wow. Oh my,
so
you
it's-
said you did it in such a classy way.
Yeah,
Like you were classy about it too.
And I told her what the rent would be every month.
Yeah.
She was like, if there's anybody out there that understands Yoruba, it's like, oh my, you to jamming basic.
Yeah.
Which basically means like, if you,
You've caused me like you've caused not trouble,
But
but like
debt.
yeah.
You
It's
know.
kind of like, what are you getting yourself into almost? Like this is like I like the burden that I have to carry with you as well.
And I think that's the most powerful thing, the knowing of what you're doing, and then see where it could end up.
Yeah.
And I think you had that when you first started. I remember your first party was in one of the first one was in Tola.
The second one was
Was the second one in Tola?
Yeah, but that was like such an important one for
Yeah.
sure. That was probably more like way more important than the first one because that was when I actually actually got to meet you, probably, and got to know you because I didn't even know this guy was probably like, who is this guy? I think I was like 19, and then I just pulled up to his store and I was like, yo, do you want to sponsor this event that we're doing? I was asking this guy for money, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, we'll put your logo.
I'm like,
on
I
the
give the
poster.
space for free.
And he's like, I was aiming for there, but I still got. But he's like, yeah, you can do it. I remember we had to like, we did it in the store. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I still have videos from that night, and then I think that the next morning because we had to wake up so early
To clean up.
Everyone was hungover, but it was so worth it. Like, you know what I mean?
There's many stories of like that in Tola. Like so many
think
people
so.
have such
Facts.
it's literally a cultural it's
a cultural hub,
It's a
man.
cultural hub for so many people, and I think it's the one place that we all can point to as well. That's like, yo, like when I'm like, oh, someone who has a business for a long time, I'm like, yo, like this
that's been
person, like
consistently
it's been
there.
consistent. It's also the one place that I feel like we get that continuously, we get representation in, because there's not many places that are consistent with like
course.
showing something, but like
course.
there's even like the block parties
I
that
think
happen.
me and Nif are so proud of that, in a way of like, we want to create a space for like young people. A lot of people to come in, and there's a thing of like black people, we always find each other.
Yeah.
Obviously,
of course.
I can't sit and like that. I set out to like have that space for us.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Not at the
Yeah.
beginning, but over time, it's amazing. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
The amount of black kids that come, and not just from Dublin, all around like Ireland.
Just that's what I was like. Even I think it's also the one place that like if people are traveling in as well, because I'm like there's so many influential people that also want to stop by Tola. Like, it's almost it's a tourist attraction. Like, it's
Of
like
course.
if there's one place I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, that shows representation of blackness. Like that's the one consistent place that
It's
we
almost
have.
like a point that everybody could come back to. You know,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like
What
that's
was
what's
it?
like the block parties were just
When
also
you
huge.
opened the store, did you say your mom was she happy that you opened the store and upset that you dropped that, or did she?
That's a good question. I think she was upset I dropped out of college, but she was happy for the shop.
Okay.
But also not knowing
where it was gonna go.
You know what's like? She wants us to finish like
it's
important.
That's because that's like the definite route that they know, and it's like if you do that, at least you have that behind you.
Like have that behind you, like
and
your
especially
safety
being
net.
like they
Foreign
moved out
for-
here. From
I could have as well,
country.
and I almost, but just wasn't enjoying it.
No, I get that. I relate to
and
that
also
heavy.
I was balancing Tola and I was like, now something I have to give.
Yeah.
And what age were you when you opened your first store?
22.
Insane, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, 22.
That's enough.
And that was like in Temple Bar. Do you know what I mean?
How different was Dublin then?
Then,
to
yeah.
Now?
Well, that was almost, not to show my age, I won't tell you how many years ago was that.
Well, Tola is like what? It's 10 plus years now.
This is the 11th
so
year.
you just,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, sorry.
It was so different. There was less, honestly, there was less black people, to be honest with you. There was one group, Escort, they used to come around skating.
Yeah.
Was so funny. They came in and like, oh, hey bro, can we use this shop for a music video? And that's how it kind of started. But it was so different. But it's getting better and better. There's a lot more, like MJ said, it's become more multicultural.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people are just coming into Temple Bar more. And hopefully, WC Castle allows that. Do you know what I mean? What I mean by that is like sometimes you just don't encourage it, like young people, not just black or what,
Yeah.
They need to do a lot more to encourage people to come into the city in general.
Because at the moment it feels like it's meant for, because again the prices of everything in the city, like it just doesn't feel like as people who live here we can enjoy it the same way. Do you know what I mean? But back to your mom as well. So you were saying that you dropped out. You told her when you had the store. So like all of this is you also creating all of this. She didn't know about this.
And I'm the firstball.
Yeah,
so
and also she didn't
yeah.
know about this until you got the store.
Yeah.
So me
and Aoife, we own the business together.
Yeah.
So, and Tola's name after us.
Shout out to Aoife, by the way, she's here.
Hi,
gorgeous.
And it's named after our son. So we started on ASOS Marketplace.
Yeah.
And then we didn't know what we were doing, to be honest with you. We're just selling and selling.
What inspired it though? Like what inspired the start of it?
Oh wow. What inspired it? Aoife got pregnant.
Yeah.
And then we needed to have some sort of income coming in.
Yeah.
And I've always into clothes, so I had a lot of stuff. So we started selling little by little what I own. And then we're like, oh, you could actually make money doing this.
Oh, you had a collection,
a lot. And then what happened next was, I'm like, I could actually sell for people. So I started selling for my family and Aoife's family. I'm like, we need more stock, And then I started lying to my friends. I love you all if you're watching. But then I thought we just needed stock. So I thought, and back then, vintage wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't a thing. Like the minute you wear Vans or Converse, back then was a lot of Vans, Converse. And the minute you kind of like, it's a little bit dirty, they throw in the bin.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like a thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, I lied to my friends. I was like, oh, Eve was doing fashion in college, but she was doing maths in college.
Yeah.
I was like, well, she needed for like a project she's doing. She like old Vans and Converse. Yeah. Well, it's so happy to give it to me to get rid of it. So I put new laces in it and then we put on eBay.
Okay,
and then we would sell them.
Wow.
So that's how I kind of started.
That's crazy.
I remember
like
those
you
eBay
the
beats,
mindset that you guys
best.
have to be in already prior to even that idea. Like you guys were, what were you studying in college?
I did business.
Business, Like, no, I'm like, the mindset was there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Obviously, like...
It was. And then eBay kind of died down over time of like, I can't remember exactly what happened. They changed the rules of the way paperworks. I'm not too sure. I think paper came.
Yeah.
Or eBay won their own. I can't remember.
Yeah.
So we kind of went into ASOS Marketplace. Or ASOS came. ASOS actually started.
Yeah.
And then they had like a marketplace where you could sell your own stuff.
I remember ASOS Marketplace,
So we were number one on it worldwide.
Wow.
And then no one was really doing... So back when we came around, everybody was doing 70s, 60s. So we only the one that started doing 80s.
Yeah.
And it's only because stuff that we grew up watching, like on shows and the type of clothes and the type of colors that we like and the prints that we like. So we started selling 80s stuff on ASOS Marketplace. And that just went crazy. I remember we just used to sit there on Christmas and we just laugh at each other like,
Good.
look at what's coming in. It used to be so fun. And then that's the money we used to open the shop.
Wow.
from ASOS Marketplace.
And like you guys, like that again, it was a risk, and you guys were like, yeah,
It was a
this
risk.
is.
It was
You
a
knew
risk.
that you found like this was important.
But we were so smart as well in a way of minimizing our risk. So what we did was, when we first opened the shop, every single item in the shop was also online.
Oh, no.
Online,
So the minute
yeah.
was sold, we'd take it off.
Off,
Wow,
yeah,
wow, wow.
exactly, yeah,
Because
yeah.
obviously we didn't have enough money to stock it, or
Yeah,
to
yeah.
we didn't have the money to pay the next rent when we opened the first shop, and that's fact.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That
yeah.
is, yeah, it's such a like.
And we signed it
I
20
love
years
that
lease.
like
though.
that.
We
I
signed it
love
20
that though
we
because
signed it
it's
20 years lease
20-year lease.
and not having money for the next month, and we're still here.
That's insane.
You're, yeah, okay. I just want you to
Bro,
deep
that's
that.
actually
That is
incredible. At
insane.
22 as well, like, wow,
Insane.
that's crazy.
It's fun though.
Yeah, but it
It's the
takes a lot. It
chase.
just takes a lot of gut to be able to
Yeah.
do that. Like,
So
it takes
imagine
a
if I
lot of
actually
gut.
end up telling my mom that was 20 years lease, she probably will faint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm like, your mom. Your mom is. I know she's happy now.
Yeah, she's
like,
happy.
yeah,
Yeah,
she's
no,
very
no,
happy
she's
now.
happy now. Yeah,
That's
she's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, she's
That's
good.
good, man. That's insane.
And then Mon, for you, I remember your first ever event. We were talking about this, where you're like selling tickets. You had to go into town,
Yeah.
and like you were trying to like essentially shot in tickets at the time. Like
Yeah.
again, tell me that like experience. What inspired you to like want to do what you're doing? Because also like before even like obviously Chamomile and you as a like music artist by yourself, there was cleavage. Like but after like do you know what I mean? There's so much that people I really need people to understand. There's so much that you've had to go through to get to the point that you are now. So let's
man.
reel it back. let's reel it back to when you were shotting tickets on the streets.
First, I didn't think I knew that well.
No,
at the
we did.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
But this was like when I'd finished secondary school, finished my leaving cert, and I was coming from like Kilkenny.
Yeah, you went
So I
to
was just-
boarding school,
yeah,
like
yeah,
in the
exactly.
country.
So I was just like, I knew who I was, but in the process of being in school,
Yeah.
I just kind of like, I was confronting to like what I thought I had to be like. So I think my last year, my 6th year, I was already kind of like finding myself in like
Yeah.
clothes. Obviously, like
Yeah.
that's the easiest way to find yourself. And then I'm trying to think about it specifically. I think I saw someone like it was when riots was going on.
Yeah.
So I saw someone that was like similar age to me, and they hosted a party and they made money off. And I was like, yo, I need money. And I was like, I actually could. I was like, yo, this could. But like, I didn't know people then like that. I didn't really have a network of like.
Yeah.
I knew like the people I went to school with. Like outside of that, I didn't really know anyone else.
And you didn't go to like obviously you went to school in boarding school. You were boarding
yeah.
school in Kilkenny.
Kilkenny, yeah.
And like at the time there was not many.
I was the only black guy in my year. But
Yeah.
I went to a school previous to that.
Yeah.
Where I was in the same school as like Ahmed, Els.
Els,
But
yeah.
then, like it was like it got too like it was just too distracting. So I was like, my mom was like, yo, you actually need to focus.
Yeah.
And I was like, I agreed with her as well. So I moved to a different boarding school, and then that school was more stricter, better, like academics, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I didn't really know that many people.
Mind you, this guy used to sell Indomie in school. If you
Yeah,
know what
I
Indomie
I used to shop
He used
because
to-
like
he used to
I
sell
used to
noodles
sell
in
stuff
school.
because it was
No
like
way.
people were in school.
Or the boarding school.
You boarding school, yeah.
So like certain students would have to stay there for like a whole term.
Yeah.
So they're like kids who their parents would be in Nigeria. They would send them to school here, Spain. It was like an international school, so people didn't have access to like
Flavored.
food, like just snacks and stuff.
yeah.
I think they went like once a month to the store. So I would just like I remember like I used to come back with like J rice, just like Coke, cans of Coke. Maybe it
Nice.
made like €30 a week, but that was a lot.
That
back
was
then.
big money. Like
So I was
secondary
like-
school, making that type of money.
I'd make like my mom would sell me, but my mom was like in on it. So she'd be like, I'm not gonna give you any pocket money, but I'm gonna give you rice. She's
Yeah.
like, you can sell it if you want. And I was like, that was what I was on already, because I was like, she was just trying to like get me into that mindset,
that
like
is
that,
really
that
like
headspace.
powerful. Yeah.
So when I finished, I was looking for a job. I handed out CVs. I 1000% handed a CV to you.
Yeah.
He didn't know who I was. So I was just handing CVs like I was just trying to get a job because like you're 18, like I needed money.
Yeah.
So then I was like, yo, like I was also just I was like finding out like what I liked music wise, and I was like, oh, like this could be cool. I'll do a club night in the Rights venue. So I borrowed money off my parents. My mom actually gave me like €40 to print these tickets.
Yeah.
I designed the ticket the graphic design on Microsoft Word, and then I had to pay like €600 for this venue, but it was a small section of rights. It was like really small. My plan was to sell tickets to random people on the street.
Oh my god!
Like, do you know what I mean? So every day I'd like, I still have the tickets in this envelope because like I sold like 3 to people I knew.
Wow.
And I was like, I remember like I have this, like I'll show you this thing, right? So it's on my Instagram archives, and anytime like I'm feeling like down, like recently I'll actually go on to and just be like, yo, like just look how far you've come, because it puts things into perspective. Because like I actually I obviously had a vision, but that was like, how the hell am I going to get people to pull up to this event?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, first of all, I told everyone in school, so everyone in Kilkenny was like, oh, Monjola's hosting a party in Dublin, yeah, like, but they were also like, who the hell does this guy think he is? Like, do you know what I mean? But like, they were like, yeah, cool. They were like watching from afar to see what would happen. I think it was the party ended up not happening because I obviously sold 3 tickets.
3 tickets, yeah.
And also, I went there the day before to another party that flopped, and I was like, that cannot be me. So then I just decided, I was like, I just freed it. But
Did you get your money back? The 600?
no.
Wow.
I still haven't paid my mom back for the 40 years. She always says it as well. She's like, you
owe me 40 euros.
I was like, just keep on adding interest to it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But like, it was just like very ambitious. But I think being in Dublin and meeting people, I just got like, even like Hair Squad, like around that time, because I dropped out of college the first time because I was hanging around with them, and I was just like, I wanted to be around them because I was like, this is kind of the world I want to be in. So like, I was just spending so much time being outside, going to meet people. Just like in my head, I was just trying to figure out like what, like I didn't really know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And you obviously saw me in college. I barely come in, didn't know anyone like that, and I didn't want to be there. And also, I just didn't, there was a point where like, I didn't really have that many friends like that. But like I had people that I knew, but I didn't really have people that I was like, do you know what I mean? Like I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. But it was like, I think my mom was like, yo, you're about to fail this year. Just take the rest of the year out, figure out what you want to do. And just like, she kind of could see that I was like, also not wasting time, but I was like active. Like I was everywhere.
Yeah.
I'd be going to places. I'd stay in Jesse's, I'd stay in someone's house, I'd stay in Ahmed's. But I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. But then when I took the year out, I just started seeing loads of really cool like vlogs on YouTube, but seeing what people were doing in different cities.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is cool. Like different types of events, but like in different spaces. So I was like, maybe I'll try to do that. So I just remember looking up like unique spaces in Dublin, and I found this spot, Chocolate Factory. So I was like, you know what? It was like very like I also was working in retail, and I met a lot of people in Hollister.
Hollister, like all the boys were working.
Yeah, bro. Everyone was working there.
Everybody, yeah.
I met like Farouk. So I'm trying to find this ticket thing that I had. It's so funny.
And it's so funny, like a lot of the guys as well, that's from like with Hair Squad, like a lot of the guys, even the school, like you going to school, a lot of the guys are doing things now. We all knew each other from like a really young age.
Yeah. Like,
and it's so fascinating how like
absolutely.
The gravitation, like all of us gravitating towards each other.
2015, bro. Look at this.
We're gonna, I don't know, is there, guys, can we put this in
Right
somehow?
Bro, look at this. That is so funny.
Yeah, that was like 2015.
No way. 10 years
that
ago.
was the ticket. Yeah, that's
Yo,
crazy.
this ticket is cold for your first
right?
ticket.
But like it's hard cardboard, and I was like, what was I like? Do you know? Like I wasn't thinking of that, but like.
But they thought of going on the street
randomly, like literally, just like on the streets. Get the bus in, get the bus in, and just like.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
Stand on the street, like.
I just put up my story. Like I think I had like maybe like 300 followers. Like, yo, I'm in town today. Come get these tickets.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I feel like, and then the internet was like Instagram. Like the internet was like where I was getting all my inspiration from.
Yeah.
And then found a venue. Then I knew more people then because I was so active.
Yeah, you were outside.
I knew a lot of people.
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh, like there's loads of artists who don't really. There's nowhere for people to perform really. Like it wasn't a thing. I think Soul Etiquette were obviously. I actually definitely was inspired by like what they were doing because I went to one of their events and I was like, this is sick. But I was like, oh, this can be so much better.
Yeah.
So then I remember renting out a space. I think. Like I saved some money. It was cheap enough. I rented out a space, and then we got like I knew Farouk, Sam Awe, because he had a brand at the time. I know like Diamond Studios. Those guys had a brand. They had something. Yeah. And then I remember Judy's had this brand called
Nine.
No. It was called. It was a Fortune like No Entry or something.
No entry. Yeah.
So like that. was like such an important time because I met all these people who I didn't know.
Yeah.
So
G
my
as well.
Yeah, G as well.
Yeah,
But that was the
G.
first time I actually met G. I didn't know
No
G before.
way.
Yeah, I met
Yeah.
G that night. So Farouk made the poster. Farouk had his art. I met Joe through Jesse.
Yeah,
So
Joe was
these
also
were
a cool
these were all the
dude.
people that I'd met through like Jesse or different people.
Yeah.
So then I was like, yo, I have this space, I have this idea. Let's just bring music and art together. So then we just did it. Like, but the poster.
And this was Cleavage.
Yeah, this
Obviously,
was
it's called
Cleavage.
Cleavage.
But I remember
yeah.
the poster. It was like if you saw the poster and you were into the stuff that we were into, you'd know that
You
it
would
was
know
something
this
you
was
should
cool.
come to.
The Cleavage posters were like all the posters that you guys do are
Yeah.
insane, but the Cleavage posters, like I remember the Cleavage posters. Like
but-
even I remember the one that you did with the kind of like the bus stop kind of
Yeah,
there was like
yeah.
there were just very things that people like if you were artsy, you're like you
This
relate
is
to
cool.
this.
Yeah.
Like this is like you knew it was cool.
Facts.
Yeah.
And I think that was the first time. But even then, like, I feel like it was very different to what you were doing. Because you were like, it was a business for you. But for me, it was more so when I did that the first time, it wasn't actually about the money. Because I wasn't like, I had a job. So I was actually just trying to like bring people together. And
But
I
it kind
remember
of
that.
ended up being a business though.
Yeah, like only in the last like 2.5 years.
But that part is important as well.
Yeah, everything only in the last 2.5 years has it become like maybe 3 years has it
Yeah.
actually become like my livelihood.
Yeah.
In terms of like this is what I
But it took a
live
lot of
for.
like even with everything that you do, it took a lot of like the years of doing it and like the trust that people have in what you can deliver came from years of doing stuff for
Facts,
free.
facts,
like
facts.
literally for free. Cause like I remember all Cleavage, like how many there was loads of Cleavage events. Like
They were like 5 euros entry, and one time I charged 10 euros. I remember I think I can't.
I remember you
can't-
also being
bleep
nervous.
this guy's name out of it because I joke with him, but he told me that he was like, man, I saw
one's
the
gonna
ticket was €10, and I was like, damn, bro. I didn't know if I wanted to pull up.
And it's the people that know you the most.
And I was
They
like,
don't know
I
what
appreciate, and he still pulled up. I was like, and he's like, but like, he was like, but after being, he was like, you could probably get away with charging 15. He said that to me, and I was like, oh, that's sick. Because I was just always trying to do something a bit different. Do you know what I mean? But like, it was fun. I remember like, then I met Ayuba, then we did one in Tola Vintage, but we just kept on doing it. My mom would always say, just be consistent, just keep on doing it. Because there was one time she made me do an event before I was going to do an internship in London.
we have to talk about your mom, by the way. 'Cause
She's
that
a G.
Yeah.
She made me do an internship. But she made me basically before I went to London. She goes, "You're gone for 3 months. You have to do an event, just so there's some kind of consistency." And I remember losing money, but it was the fact that we did it, and it was still a successful event. But no one would have known that like you lost money.
Yeah.
The venues are so expensive, and we just kept on building, and then we got asked to do like a longitude stage, and something would happen that would be like, oh wow, like let's keep on going.
Yeah.
And it just kept on, and I learned so much from it because I think that this industry is like a people's business, like it's a people's industry,
yeah.
and it's all about like how you make people feel. So I definitely learned a lot from Cleavage, and obviously whilst doing this, it's so funny because at the back of my mind, this is what I really wanted to do, but I was like, oh, I'd love to just like put out some music.
Yeah.
So I was always just like, I wouldn't like ever put out music, but I was always like,
You always
I was always like flirting. I was always flirting with the idea of putting out music, but like it was something that I wanted to do. Now that I've done it, I feel like it's definitely I've like fixed the itch. But I want to still like there's certain things I want to accomplish with like music, but there's also like a bigger picture of like what I started off doing was like building this world of bringing people together, you know?
Yeah.
But it's definitely I think that anytime I see other people that are my age and they're doing like, I don't know, I've met a lot of people in the last couple of weeks that are just like, they're doing some like incredible stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, like I always like try to not compare myself because I'm like, what
And
we
it's
were
so
doing.
hard not to.
Yeah, but I was like,
Yeah.
what we were doing was so like, we were like trying to build, there was no infrastructure.
There was no infrastructure.
So like,
like
yeah, but like now I'm like, okay, we've done the groundwork. Now it's like, okay, we can actually take this to the next level. I really believe it that.
And
you
that
know,
I can't wait for.
yeah, for sure. No,
same.
it's
And
going
because
to.
there's
Can't
such
wait for it.
the demand is insane. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? The demand is insane. That's what's like, even before we start talking about the formation of like Chamomile, but like Cleavage, and there's just moments I remember in Tola as well with artists performing. And I think it was also like these spaces are also the first time I also felt a sense of belonging as well, or just a sense of like I don't know, you know, when you just go somewhere, you're like, yo, this is like, I feel good. Like, and when you go home as well, you're like, yo, I feel good. Like, time well spent. I remember even like, all the artists I used to perform at Cleavage. Like, just like, also, I think it was also the first time we also got to see artists be so passionate as well.
Yeah.
The passion that I've seen people perform in Cleavage and Tola has been insane, because it's just like, you know, when you're around people that really...
Every night. I still have a t-shirt from it.
insane
I
nights.
have that t-shirt as well.
I think
That was I have that t-shirt. That t-shirt should be framed.
Yeah,
Anytime I wear it, I'm like, why am I wearing this t-shirt?
my son wears it though. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. That was one of the first cleavage party.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. I think that kind of opened the door for like block parties as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
I'm like, if we could do it, we could just throw parties. And it kind of started a little bit small, and it just grew. And shout out to Jesse. Without Jesse, there's no Tola. He brought a lot of cool people to the store as well.
Even without Jesse as well, for me, I think Jesse gave me a lot of like street cred, because like I met so many people
through Jess.
I met so many people through
Hair
Jesse.
Squared, like Jesse, all of them, like you guys have like monumental impact on like the Irish industry, Black Irish industry.
Sure.
It's like also those were like the first Irish artists.
Jafaris.
Like these are also the first artists I started listening to, and also like really like connected them. Not because I think when, and this is no offense to people making music around that time, because again, it's not like the inspiration wasn't really there, the infrastructure wasn't there, so the music wasn't as good. But the quality of music like these guys were bringing out, this was also the first time I was like, there was this international kind of like label that you kind of put on these guys, because I remember like when Irish music would come out, it was kind of like, oh, it's an, you know what I mean? You felt, it was.
And not only that, the way they shoot the videos and stuff like that, you could relate to it. They're like, maybe so they probably are like a friend shooting it that we know, or they're close from us maybe, or you just all connected in a unique way.
For sure.
And those times were brilliant, you know?
Such an important time, man.
Such an like that's what's like it's
it's
like I think even the fact that we're able to reflect back on less than 10 years ago and we're able to see the impact of like what is able to happen in that time.
I think that was the foundation.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm so excited for us 20 years down the line. Like, I'm so excited to like revisit this conversation again when we're all millionaires.
And I also think, hopefully, I think it's also important to like let your light shine, because by doing that, you let other people light shine.
As well.
I remember like the first few years of working in Tola and owning Tola, I'd never like tell anybody I own it.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like you said earlier, there's no one that's done it. It's kind of I'm kind of scared of like, oh, I own a vintage store. Like, what does that even mean? You sell used clothes? I'm like, but like, But then a girl came in from America and she was like talking to me. And she like asked, do you own the store? I'm like, no, I don't. But then when she was leaving, she was Black. Yeah. And I was like, when she was leaving, I was like, oh, yeah, I do. And she's like, oh, you need to lay light shine, bro. By doing that, you let other like people shine, And then she went up to be like ridiculously amazing. She's on like, whoa.
I remember you told me.
Yeah, she have her own brand in America. She have her own store. Wow. She sells like NBA players and shit. Yeah. She's done really dope stuff. So it's pretty cool.
That's crazy.
So she could say in me before I could say, if that makes sense. Yeah. In a way of like, obviously she have all that around her of like Black successful people. But we didn't have that.
We didn't have that. Yeah. Like, that's what I think that's the most inspiring part of like why I also like have so much respect for people who actually just, because it's so scary. Like I can't like, that's what, like even me as an artist, there's still so many things that I'm still scared to do in Ireland because it's just like, it feels so like, I don't know what it is. It's like, again, there's just like no example. There's no, it's really you carving out that path for yourself. Like it's literally the road not taken. Like nobody has taken this. Your parents can't see a system that they trust. So like, it's one of those things that like, it's not that impact. Like it's so hard to make that impact when you're not getting that impact yourself. But like the fact that people are in our own ages, like were inspiring us and like it led us to like do things like that is like amazing.
I've got inspired by this dude so many times and by you as well.
It's so all of us like that's what like
likewise.
It's so important,
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, he's throwing a party. I'm gonna go do something. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's pretty dope. We inspire each other.
Facts.
100%.
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
It's like, I'm so grateful.
What was your parents like?
My parents
doing what you do creatively.
My parents were like, and it's so interesting because like my dad is such an like he's actually both my parents are kind of like artists, even though like it's only
undiscovered artists.
That's the thing. Like my mom was someone. And I love her so much for this, but like my mom again is someone who like she hates looking the same as other people. And I think that's the thing about being in Ireland. Like, we all go to like Zara and everybody's wearing the same clothes. Like, and obviously Nigeria clothes were tailor made. Like, you don't often go out and see people wearing the same things. But my mom,
even the same material, same color, it's still
colors.
styled.
Yeah, no. Like, my mom would like go somewhere. If she bought earrings, she's like, no, I have to bedazzle it. I have to do. She did like her style, her everything. She owns a jewelry kind of store.
Oh, nice.
But like, it was just one of those things that like, I remember my mom, that if she goes into Zara, she's like, we'll cut the top, we'll take this part, we'll add it. Like, she always she needed to look different.
That's crazy.
And like, that was something like, I look back on it now and I'm just like, yeah, no, my mom was actually so cool. And like, now, like, I didn't think of it as art then, but like, when I look back, I'm like, no, she like designed so many things, and it shows in like all of us now. Like, even me as a visual artist, I think even how I paint, it's always like, I really like, I hated this idea of studying other artists because I felt like I really wanted to have like my own vision to it, because my mom is that type of person, like, don't do the same as someone else. Like, it's like, you really need to tap into yourself. And I didn't understand that back then when like, you know, when she was doing what she was doing. But I don't think being in Ireland, me choosing to do art was just like, come on, like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And like, someone like my dad was big into music. Like, he was, even till now, like, I remember like couple of years ago, like, I'm not talking about my dad, but like a couple of years ago, let's talk about him. But like, I remember at the time, I hadn't spoken to him in a while, but like, my cousin sent me a live of him in New Orleans, like literally like festivals. Like, my dad loves, like, my dad is like in his 50s, he's going to festivos, like he is, my dad, like, he loves music.
Your dad is active.
He's active. You know what I mean? Like, it was just one of those things, like, he was outside. And I remember every time he'd go on these, like, he'd travel and he'd come back with like loads of DVDs that he'd collected from every concert that he'd go to. He'd collect, like, so remember he'd gone to Destiny's Child, like Michael Jackson, So we had like an insane collection of like DVDs and stuff like that. So I remember like my first passion was music. Like, amazing. It was watching Destiny's Child over and over again. I'm like, yo, I think like this is what I want to do. And I remember like my mom was kind of like, Lily, like, what do you mean? Like, it was just a thing that it's something that felt so far from her. But my dad, interesting enough, was kind of like, okay, this is interesting. Like, he wasn't an active participant in like us growing, but I remember like when he would be home, he had a MacBook, and I remember like GarageBand then, like, you could record stuff on GarageBand, and me and my siblings, like, me and my three sisters, like, we decided to make a song, but like my dad would be like, quiet in the house, the girls are recording. Like, I just remember like just little things like that, which was like really, really impactful. And when I do get to talk to him, he's always kind of like, I always thought one of my children would do music. Like, it was that kind of thing. Never know, might still happen. But it was just one of those things that talking to him, he felt, I definitely like the creativity, he felt that creativity, but I think my mom having to raise us, the fear of being in Ireland, the fear of no example, the fear of like school education is without education, my mom was like, without education, you're nothing. It was that that mindset of like, I don't see how this can happen. Do you know what I mean? And I think, obviously, you probably have similar experience of your parents not fully maybe understanding like how it could happen. Do you know what I mean?
True, but my dad was self-employed, and still is. So I kind of like, I've always knew I want to do that, if that makes sense. But I didn't know exactly what that meant.
Exactly.
In a way of like a new living skill. I didn't want to go into like a full-time job of working in the office. But I'm not too sure if that, even though what I do now is more than 9 to 5, you work weeks with no days off.
Yeah, exactly. You work 24 hours.
Crazy hours. But luckily enough, I have my dad as an example, and it's good for like advice. Yeah. So I try not to use it too much. When it's important, I go to him. I'm like, go to it. Yeah. You know, when it's tough. So it's good to have that. So it's like my.
And is he in Ireland?
He's in Ireland, but he has a business back home, so he's always going back home. Maybe like 3 months here, 8 months back home, or wherever.
Okay, that's.
But he also
cool.
It's good for advice in a way of like when it's tough, I could go to him.
Yeah,
you know?
and
it's like my little secret weapon.
Yeah, exactly. Good. Because I also think because I think for African fathers, it's very, very hard. Because I love the fact that your dad goes back home and stuff like that, and still comes here. Because I think for a lot of African fathers, coming to Ireland was such a particular. Because again, you know, like I like had uncles who had like gone to like were bank managers in Nigeria, but then coming to Ireland and then not their qualifications not standing, the experience not standing, the set of shame comes in because they don't want to they don't want to like, they don't want to do cleaning jobs, or they didn't want to be taxi drivers or anything like that. So a lot of them, I feel like, carried a lot of shame around not having, even in Nigeria, like if you have the littlest of money, if you've bought yourself a house, if you step outside, good afternoon, sir, hello, sir, there's this element of like respect everywhere you go. And especially within the Yoruba culture, pride is and honor is extremely important. So I feel like the lack of that in Ireland when coming here, not being recognized for the things that you've done, I feel like that had a massive impact on a lot of fathers choosing also not to like stay here and go back.
Of course.
But I love the fact that your dad maintained a relationship with where his, like, because that's what he can advise you on, like.
Of course. And it took a long time as well, of like, I don't know, relationship you have with your dad, but I had to like kind of fight for it. You know, I feel like especially we boys with dad, it's like a love relationship, but also like so we used to fight a lot in a way of like, it wasn't like I wasn't listening. I've always been a good listener and listened to him a lot, but every now and then I might want to do something different. I might want him to do something different.
Yeah.
But
and if you don't listen to them, it's disrespect.
It varies, but but the minute I start having my own kids, we have like the best relationship ever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. It's probably better understanding for you as well. You probably understand it a bit better.
Well, a lot more, and it's by far the most honest man that I know. So the fact knowing that kind of allows me to trust his opinion, his advice.
Yeah.
But it took years of work.
Yeah.
A lot of communication, and it's tough. What's like.
Yeah.
It took a lot of long drives.
Yeah. Okay, I love that. I love that.
It's fun. When you get there, it's fun.
Yeah. But it's one of those things with yourself as well. Your mom, she's literally like my mom as well. Like your mom, I call that woman for so much, and like in tough times as well, she's been such an inspiration to me. And she's also someone who's like just on ground. Your mom is on ground. Like she is so aware. And I feel like there's not many people I have that experience with. But like, no, your mom, like talk to me a bit about your mom and like how she inspires you, because that woman. Yeah.
She's just like, obviously as a parent, she is selfless, but she's also very like smart.
Yeah.
And unlike other parents, anytime I've done anything, she's always like in her head. She's got like really high expectations.
Yeah.
So even when I was doing cleavage, she thought it was like the best thing. Like she was just happy that I was doing something. So she's always been really supportive. Like anytime I did anything, even when I was in school, a big part of me moving schools for like the last 2 years because I wanted to be a rugby player.
No, why are we laughing?
Okay, sorry.
So I wanted to be
I think it's like,
I can't see him playing sports.
No, this guy, the reason why MJ, he's so the competition.
Oh my
MJ will
God.
just cry if he loses on pitch.
I actually cannot see him even getting there. I don't know.
No, like it's like
I was
you
mad
definitely
into
have the
it.
discipline for sports.
I was mad into it.
You think he does?
Yeah, bro.
This dude.
Like trust me, the thing about MJ is I love MJ. Yeah,
bro, I'm an athlete.
He's an athlete though.
Yeah, bro.
And it's the thing about it. It's like
I'm an athlete.
But he needs competition.
Okay.
The thing about it, the hardest I've
thrive.
seen you go is when you have competition. Like honestly, you and Jimu, like these guys would do what you were doing 10Ks every in the morning.
I was like, I'm for sure. But like also just in general, that was just like my upbringing.
Yeah.
Like so I moved.
And he was a country you went to country school. Like all the boys were doing rugby and things like that.
Until I
wanted to be a Gaelic. My sister, she went to boarding school as well in the country. She wanted to do camogie and like, do you know what I mean? Like it was just one of those things. I think it's like what you're surrounded around.
True.
And it's just kind of like that was a cool thing. Like if you played sports professionally, it was like, oh, that's dope. But just knowing you now, I just think it would be too I don't know why it's funny, but like
anyway, continue.
Continue. We believe you. We do.
Yeah. So like that was a huge reason why, because I was like trying to get like for university, I was like, I'm gonna try to get a rugby scholarship.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then it would have been easier to go to like a rugby school.
Yeah.
So my mom was like in full support of it. Like she fully supported it. So no matter what I was doing, she'd always back it and like also like just put in a lot of energy into it. Do you know what I mean? So like I feel like she's just always been really supportive, and also just like even with the music and stuff, she supports it. She always has. And like although she's like, yo, you have to graduate, she also understands that this is a route that you can go in and like you can be successful. So yeah, I think she's also just like, I think she does a lot of her own she'll do a lot of her own research as well, a lot.
Exactly.
Like even with her, the way that she supports, I think it's amazing that she's very supportive. But she messages me and Moya being like, or she'll call us. Even me being in the house, she's like, "You guys aren't posting enough."
Social media, by the way. She's like, "You're not posting enough."
She was like, when Abby has a gig, I know weeks in advance. You and Moya, you post the day before.
Yeah.
She's like, "You're not posting enough." But so she's online.
Your mom was on my own back, when I don't post. Like she's like, "Toby, why are you not posting?" Like every time she sees me, she's like, "Toby, why are you not?" Even like, because I used to come to the house and make music as well. She's like, "Toby, have you not completed the song?" Like you put it like she's just very much
but she's more like, she's taught me that because like it's all about building, right? So when you have an idea to when you execute it, that's what creates like successful people. People have ideas and they don't execute it in time because they're just too hung up on being like perfectionists.
Yeah.
So she's always just like, just do it. Like, do you know what I mean?
Put it out.
What's the worst that can
She's like,
happen?
don't think too much about it. Like,
I think you lot are really good at like the end products.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to bring people along with
on the journey.
On the journey, yeah.
They're like, oh, we're doing this, and we've just come.
Yeah.
Like, but how'd you get here?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like
that's what like the reason why like I'm so excited to have you here as well is because it's like I need people to understand like this is not something that, because that's what I think social media, you only get to see like 15 seconds of somebody's life. You guys do an event, you guys drop at the end of the event, you drop the sickest video ever. Bro, I've seen this guy like
that's what at one point
I was like, yo, I would love like a reality show or some shit, because like there's a lot that goes into it. There's like
so much.
Even now, like as I'm here, I already gotten just terrible messages about this thing that we're doing in New York. I'm like, I know it's gonna be fine,
but still,
like, we need to bring people along a little bit.
No, you're so right. You're so right. I feel like we're so like the process. That my mom says this stuff as well. It's like we're trying to. That's something that at least like we're really aware of it. So we're trying to find a way to just like bring people.
You guys
along.
have it documented though. That's the cool thing.
We have everything documented.
You have everything documented.
Oh, amazing.
Everything is documented.
Yeah, everything is documented.
On the proper like camera and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So like that's one thing that we do really well.
Amazing.
So we have a lot of things documented, but also it is important to bring people on the journey because they're invested.
Yeah, because
that's
I'm like,
one thing
even
that
with
we're trying
Chamomile,
to do.
like talk about the start of this, because I'm like, it started again with pirates, like people linking up. It wasn't just something that people were like, oh, this happened and now we're here.
Exactly.
It's like, this was during the pandemic. This is years.
Like, you probably could still get arrested for it.
Yeah,
I would put
exactly. Allegedly, we were there. Do you know what I mean?
We were active, man.
We were,
don't be saying, COVID time.
Allegedly.
During COVID, we
were.
we had our own studio in our house.
Okay.
Allegedly.
So like allegedly, but we were just active, bro.
Yeah,
like we were just active because
I wasn't there anyway.
Allegedly.
As in,
we were not yet. No, because I was just like, even I was here with G.
We didn't do any Chamomile events during COVID though.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
we did it.
Yeah, the question about my mom's amazing. She's the best. Like,
shout out to mom, man.
She's got a huge part of like, even with like music, like she's always about like, if you're gonna do something, do it because like she put all of us in like music lessons. Then so I think a teacher said to her that, oh, Moya's got really good ear. So then she put Moya in theory classes. So then there was she also just understood everyone. She treated, obviously her love was there, but each child
got it differently.
Got it differently.
Yeah, so I remember you were telling me the story about Moyo when like with school, because Moyo was like quite a bright kid. So studying for exams for him was just like, because he was good at school. So it was a thing of like, she wanted him to work. So it was a matter of like, when he came home with results that were good, she would still not like, she would get everybody in the house not to overreact to the fact that it was like good results, because she knew that he didn't work for it. Do you know what I mean?
She would reward people off the effort that they put in.
Yeah.
Rather than be like because I think my junior cert, leaving cert, I really tried.
Yeah.
But I did good. I only realized I did decent when I left school, and I was like, it's just their standards were high in school.
Yeah, of course. Like you wanted to like get the craziest
I was really
points.
Trying, but then she was like so proud of me. Moyo got into Trinity, but he didn't really try. So then she was just like at least you got your course. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, it was more so that like, but whenever he does put in an effort, or like with my sister, everyone has strong points and everyone has weak points. So she was very like attentive to detail. and she's just like a very like I learned a lot from her. She's very like she always tries to stay on top of things.
And I think it's good having
She pulls up to
African
everything.
parents that do that.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes they don't even know what you're doing in college or do you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
important
that's
that
facts.
And like
she
support
really
is
care.
important.
Yeah.
Like that support is important because I feel like there's so many people that have a lot of talent and this is also based on my own personal experience. It's just like when you don't really have your parents involved in the things that you're doing and you're out on your like it's just kind of like it's a lot it's hard to step forward sometimes when you don't have that kind of support. And even like I was speaking to Fortune Ikebar and his mom, like she is so involved in his journey. Do you know what I mean? And it's one of those things that it's like it's so important to have that parental support. Even like they might not fully understand it, but like they make the effort to understand. And like it's the active parenting is it's
so
really important. And I think in a space like this, because it's like it takes a village to raise a community, like to raise someone. And like in places like Nigeria, in places that feel familiar to home, it's like it feels like there's a lot of people that are looking at you. But here, like I remember like even with school, like if your parents didn't understand the school system, you would get away with so much. Like even my little brother still tries it, and I'm like, bro, I went to I went to primary and secondary school here. You can't pull that wool over my eyes because he'd be like, yeah, but the teacher said. I'm like, give me your journal, check the back of the journal, look at that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or if you know, if you rip something out, I'm like, no, Daniel, week 12, week 16, what happened? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like you can't. Like back then, I would be able to get away with certain things because you know your parents just didn't understand the system.
That's
like,
a really, really good point because we parenting us, they didn't have that experience as well.
didn't.
So they didn't know what to do
They
with
didn't know
us.
what to do with
so
it.
I always feel like my little brothers have it easy,
Yeah.
you know, in so many ways of like they get away with a lot more. But you're right. I remember like even go to school when the teachers take my phone off me, I would just like stop at any black person on the street. I'm like, yo, pretend you're my uncle. Go grab my phone
like,
for
can you
me.
come get my phone?
For me, please. So I got away with a lot more, you know. But now they have the experience with me.
Exactly.
So my parents are able to
like your kids would not be able to pull. What are they going to pull over your eyes at? Like what is happening in school that you haven't like seen? Do you know what I mean? But if you don't understand the system, if you don't understand things like that, it's. Do you know what I mean? It's whatever. Like you can get away with a lot. But question I want to ask you guys, like if you guys were living in Nigeria now, still, do you think you guys would be doing the same thing you're doing?
I'll let you go first.
I actually don't know if I can answer that question because I don't know what I would be doing.
Like, but do you like even what you're doing now? Do you think it's only based on the fact that you have this Irish experience? Because it's not like, do you know what I mean? Or like, or where, like, where do you think it's coming from?
Maybe I would have ended up doing something. I might have ended up doing something creative, but I think everything is just like, it's hard to know. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Maybe.
But what you're doing now, do you feel like it's your calling?
Absolutely. Maybe I would have ended because I could have ended up in this space, but in a different way. I might not be hosting events. I might be like a music manager. I don't know. Because also like
you were a music manager as well, by the way.
At some point. I think being here is also just like this is why our parents came here to give us like you know different opportunities as well. So I don't know if I would be doing exactly what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
I feel like I would be in the creative space, but I don't know to what capacity.
Fair.
But I do feel like this is my calling. But like it's hard to know. Even if I wasn't doing this, I would have some level of interest. But also, why I'm doing this is because of everything that's happened up until now. Even my love for music is because of I was put into that. You know, like I was given the opportunity to like explore, learning instruments. I was around people like I had an older cousin who like played me a lot of like she used to play Moyo and I just like a lot of indie music like Two Door Cinema Club. I might not have heard that stuff if I was in Nigeria. So then that would have because like I feel like what I'm doing is very specific. Yeah. So I don't know if I would be doing this. Do you know what I mean? I might have been doing something completely different. I might be a different version of myself. I might be doing something because like the version of me could be like I want to be a rugby player.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, because I'm like because
So,
again I think you're also that type of person that like you because you're quite an ambitious person. So I think you would have the most ambitious thing around you at that time, you probably would have been doing it, I think.
Yeah,
like,
I think so. So I don't know. It's a hard one to know, man. I don't know.
I think very similar for me as well. But like you said earlier, when you grow up in Africa, you kind of grow up a little bit fast.
Yeah.
So at the age of like 8, I remember we used to have like a shop back home. So I have to go, like, my mom would get me ready for school. Yeah. So while she's getting my siblings ready, I would go and open up the store. Yeah. So at an early age, I was opening the store before we went to school.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you
I
definitely
think,
would have
yeah, I
businesses.
think, yeah, it would
I
have
still,
find
yeah.
me in a way, you know.
Yeah.
And I think you have to have the work ethic, which is important. If you
Yeah.
don't have it, you can't really be successful. I think, anyway.
Yeah.
Unless you're super lucky, it has to come from here. It's the way you feel and how much you want to go. But I think I might do something similar because one of my cousins back home, he does something so creatively.
Yeah.
So.
I know. Yeah, that he's pretty cool. Yeah.
He's really, really cool. So I feel like we're very similar. So I feel like I could have found myself doing something similar to what he does.
Yeah.
So I think so. Maybe something creative, but similar to him. I'm not too sure exactly what.
What
I would
it
have
is,
I would have, I would have loved to know exactly what that would
what
be.
it is that you do.
I
you
don't
know what I
know.
mean?
Actually, it's hard to know.
Because I remember even like the first time going back home and like going clubbing in India, I'm like, oh, I love this and I love
The atmospheres.
and
Yeah.
the people. I'm like, we're more similar than we know.
Yeah.
Like a lot more, and especially with the internet.
Oh, we're so much more similar. Like we're like, because I also feel like, it feels like there's this kind of distance between like, it feels like we're watered. Like I hate using that term, but like it's still like it's like we're watered down. It's like, you know the way they say bota, like it's like you're just softened version of like this thing. So it feels like there's like this disconnect. But even with the likes of social media, I've been able to connect with so many people back home, and I'm just like, it's not like there's like I don't know what I've created in my head that makes me feel like I'm so different. But I'm like we aspire for the same things. Like it's like there's nothing that I want that this person, like, do you know what I mean? That
you probably feel a lot like even when you're in LA or a different country, like we're very similar. Like you're like it's just you know,
just different like upbringings. And
that's why I feel like I believe that you'd be doing events, something that involves gathering people, or because it's in you. I feel like it's just something that's just there that you would have found your way to do it somehow.
I think I would have. One thing I think that is, it might not be events, but like something that I feel like is a calling. I just like bringing people together. So whatever way that would be, I might have found myself
through
doing
that.
It might be even in a smaller scale of like bringing friends together. Or like, like we do like a, do you know what I mean? But I don't know. It's so hard to even like think about it that way.
I can't wait for you to get to that stage of your life, like when you're living like with your partner and you have like kids. I would love to like come to your house for like a party. I would love to like, are you actually entertain?
Daddy mode.
Are you actually entertain people? Like your proper syrup.
And that's this guy, No, the thing about it is he wants to do the most. Like even this guy is hosted dinner, This guy, like
the most.
Where we have in our friend group we have this come dine with me, And the thing about me, I'm the best chef going. Don't even try that. And he's the type, but he's competitive. But you know what I mean. When we had like a come dine with me, MJ is the type of person like he wants to show out, right? But like I love him for that. But like MJ will make bread from scratch, naan bread. He's like in the
too much.
He'd be doing the most. He wants to get the best champagne. He's giving you a time. He's giving you a time. But like he might order the chicken from Nando's though. And put a bit of garnish. Look what I did.
You probably have like a flyer for it. You know what I mean?
You put a flyer. He would do the most. Like the hype before the event.
You have to sign up before you come to the house.
Secret location. You know what I mean?
Secret code to the house.
Secret code to the house.
Literally. I can't wait for that stage.
He's like, you're amazing at just like the entertainment element of when people are together, you kill it. Like honest to God, like when people are together, like you're laughing, like it's a time it's not you can't forget the experience. How small it is, if it's in his house just chilling or it's on a bigger scale.
Remember the other parties in the warehouse?
Bro, you hosted some nice ones as well.
Crazy parties.
Yeah, wait, the one that you did? That was nice. Your birthday. Me and Abby pulled up. There was just food
everywhere.
I love a party with food, man. That's like the Niger way of doing it.
That's the only way. Like it's like as Nigerians, like there's a thing of like if people come out to us, like we have a responsibility of taking care of them. People, and also it's like we have this thing of like people don't go home empty-handed. Like, do you know what I mean? Like even African parties, moms are like, I remember seeing this on TikTok, but there was an African party and this woman, she gave people live chickens to go home. But it's just like
what?
Live chicken. And it's also like not only that, she's giving you sustenance. Like not only only is this chicken going to give you eggs, this is also a meal.
Facts.
But she gave people live chicken. But I remember if you go home, I'm sure you have cups of aunties' faces on it
Of course,
their 50th birthdays. But like aunties will
they
literally
love to
print.
do that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
But,
remember
like,
like there was
it's part of the
containers with
culture.
like there's containers with auntie's 50th birthday, her face plastered on the
I
cup,
hate
on the
those stuff.
pen.
I hate that kind of stuff.
I had
bro.
houses
But
like my house had like how many aunties do I have in the kitchen? Towels. They'll print their faces on towels, shirts,
but they give
bowls,
they give like the most random
baskets.
stuff. Yeah.
No, but they give like they give you things that they feel like you need. Because
Yeah.
when you come, they don't like they won't. They would give you, instead of giving you cooked rice, they would give you like uncooked rice for you to go home and do what you want to do.
Trust me, I know, Toby. My mom just had her sister's birthday on Sunday, like 3 days ago, and she was giving out biscuits. I'm like, yo, what are you doing?
Like I remember like going, they'll give you like boxes of Capri-Sun. It's like just like I love that. But it's like boxes of Capri-Sun. They're just giving you just the most random things that they're like, just go home and I know this is going to become handy one day. And it always is. Like all these cups, I'm like, I need a cup. Like,
but they're going a little bit too posh for us though. Like when you go to Paris these days, there's no solid. Like what's the pan and yam and the goose? It's all like rice.
Let's not go posh. No, we're not talking about rice.
Salad.
Salad.
Yeah, salad.
Yeah, jollof rice with salad.
Salad,
macro, like pasta, my salad, bro.
Yeah,
I was like, what's that? No, let's stick to what we know.
You know?
Yeah.
Abula, pounded yam.
That's what I'm craving,
What's
bro.
your favorite African food?
Abula.
Abula.
Your favorite Nigerian food is abula.
Like,
you love abula as well?
I like it, but for me, it's like pounded jam and egusi is like my thing.
See, egusi. This guy egusi.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
This
but
guy
I think
Pounded yam
abula
and
is
egusi.
like the thing that's like it's
Pounded
like
yam?
once every, but like I love it though.
Yeah.
This guy used to have egusi stains.
Yeah.
Let me know. let me not expose.
Well,
you.
your top?
No, on his school books.
What?
This guy, let me just expose him now, yeah?
Wow.
This guy
You're
took
one of them.
egusi very seriously.
I love.
like,
I went to a stage where I think it was like I just really liked egusi.
Yeah, like
I used to have it with
I
me.
have a picture of this. It was like it just some random part of his notebook. There was an egusi stain. And there's normal notes around. He just wrote pointed an arrow and goes egusi. And like, what does that
I can't.
Like what?
Oh,
and he would eat like he loved mayo as well. So let me not expose you
Yeah,
so much.
Yeah, too
We'll
much.
keep that. We'll keep that for
No,
later.
I used to mix. I used to have like pasta with egusi and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like that's a nice
you know it's
combination. though.
how, yeah.
Pasta negusi?
Yeah.
Pasta
Do you
and
eat it with
egusi.
your hand or would you eat
No,
your
just
fork
like
or
it's
spoon?
just as a sauce.
As a sauce?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so
That
good.
could bang actually.
Yeah,
it's
bro,
not
it's
the-
so
yeah, it's
good,
not
bro.
the-
It's so
yeah.
Yeah,
good.
that could actually.
Yeah,
so good.
It's a risk that you take.
I went to school for a year in oh god,
Athlone?
in
Was it?
Athlone,
I
playing
remember
football
you
for
saying.
Athlone Town, and I couldn't cook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Can you cook now?
A little bit,
Yeah.
okay, no, a little bit. And I used to like make rice with like ketchup,
That's what
rice with ketchup. Yeah.
designer. You know what? Designer rice is literally what that is. Like
Is that what it's
designer
called?
rice is anything that any rice and whatever you have. That's what we call
It
designer.
bangs though.
Yeah, designer. I personally wouldn't eat that.
So mine is rice and
like-
ketchup. Your is pasta with
Pasta, egusi,
egusi.
but
What's
also-
I've
yours?
been eating like mine. Like abula for me is like life. Like as I was like, I had Mama Shi and Tolu having a
way.
conversation with them. I'm like, if I'm going through a really bad like mental
Abula.
abula, if I know that there's abula at home, I think it's just waking up and knowing that food is there, and I genuinely get so much joy from
Do you
it.
know Abula is actually from my hometown, Ogbomoso?
Really?
Yeah, we have like the best
Best.
Abula. Like, it's
No,
amazing.
when I go to Nigeria,
Yeah,
I'm ready for my weight gain. Like it's one of those things that I've accepted.
Yeah, of course.
I'm just like I'm going there and I'm going to eat.
Yeah.
Like that's why I'm there. Like abula for breakfast, and I'm a person like I have eaten amala at 3 a.m. No problem. No bother.
Same
to
here.
me. Don't look at me. Don't judge.
Do you know what?
Don't
I'll
judge.
do this.
Do you know the maddest thing I've done actually? And my friends didn't like me for this. So we left the
Friends
club.
didn't like you.
No,
for
all my
this.
friends, about 4 of us went back home for a wedding. And then we left the nightclub. And then they were like in Nigeria, you kind of have to follow each other.
Yeah.
I think we left the club around like 5 maybe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm in the mood for Abula. And they
Yeah.
wouldn't leave me alone, obviously. So we
Yeah.
drove to the Abula Palo. We waited for 1 hour
Rightfully so.
for the Abula. I think they were just making it fresh and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're in up like 6 o'clock in the
O'clock in
morning.
the morning, and it's so good.
It's so fresh.
It's so
So fresh.
satisfying.
It's so good, and it's a good meal.
It's a
man.
good meal.
It's a combination.
How did
Anyways,
we get here?
lads.
Whoa, bro, nice food, man.
Yeah.
How did you get here, bro?
Yeah. Well, you put some crazy thing on your story.
Oh yeah, I went to this thing in LA. I was speaking to you about it. It was like this
Yeah.
like private dining experience, but this chef was like, he's like a celebrity chef, but he's Nigerian. but he basically does this private experience where he like mixes different cultures together.
Amazing.
So it's like an 8-course meal. 8-course menu, whatever, and they're all like very small servings, but it's like 2 main courses. So he tells a story before each meal, and
So you're saying that he even summons the house. He's
like it was called Ile, and at one stage, it was just a bit weird because we were like these guys brought us to the dinner, and the house is like the dinner table is in the middle, and then there's a loft, so like a staircase upstairs.
Sick.
And he was like, before we start, he said, before we start, I need. He goes, before we start, Ile has to accept this offering.
No way.
Yeah, so he goes, so can you guys make some noise for Ile? But you know
And
when you
Ile
clap,
means house, by the way.
Ile means house. But you know when you clap, there's
Uh-huh.
like everyone knows it's like you clap for like 10 seconds, and then there's like it starts to like slow down.
Yeah.
But he was like he went upstairs, and I thought it was all part of the act. And we were all clapping, and he said, keep on going, and then he went to the top of the house, and he goes, Ile.
No way.
He was like, are we ready? And then he was like, he stopped for a bit. He goes, Ile wants more. And then we just had to keep on clapping. And it was like, first of all, I was like, oh my God, this is how we're starting.
Can I eat?
So then before each course, he like explained it. So the first thing he'd be like, this is a love story. The whole thing was like this like immersive story. He was like, this is a love story about Sarah, who's from Tennessee, and Abiodun, who's from Abeokuta. And he goes, this meal, it was like, he goes, they found love through food, and they decided to bring this like together, and it was like cornbread with an egusi paste.
Wow.
So that was the first
That
thing.
low-key sounds scary.
It
but
was
like,
interesting, but like also it did get like he made like it was very like detailed. Like he had a chamomile infused palm wine sorbet.
that's fascinating.
That was cool, but like he experiments with different. But then
Nice.
there was a jollof rice, but it was Ghanaian jollof because Ghanaian and Nigerian jollof mixed together. But the like where jollof actually originated from is Senegal.
Yeah. Of
course.
So then he merged all 3
wow.
jollof rice in
Together.
one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Small portion still.
No, these were like decent sized.
Okay,
It was like a
okay.
big pot, and then he had like this suya steak. He had a pepper soup, but it was like a plantain puree with like suya beef.
Wow.
But it was just like,
Very
to be honest,
fascinating. Yeah.
when I got after it, I was full, but I was just like, bro,
This is
8 courses.
long.
I was like,
But that's a good experience.
It was
It's
cool
cool,
though.
yeah.
It was
It's
very
an
cool.
artsy. That's what he's an artsy. He's summoning the house. Like,
yeah,
it's artsy.
yeah, but it was actually like really, really interesting. Like,
That's when I have love for food, right?
sorry?
I
You
love
definitely
food.
have love for food and love for cooking.
Food.
Yeah.
I love food.
You
I
should
love
go to this
cooking.
Ibile thing that's
Yeah.
happening.
No,
I want
literally,
to.
we
Have
had
you been?
Tolu.
I
Tolu
want
was
to.
here.
Yeah,
So good.
I'm cool
Actually,
with
there's
Tolu.
one on the
I want to go.
30th. There's one on the
Yeah.
30th.
I wanna
And
bring
my art
Ifa.
is going to be
Yeah.
showcasing
Oh,
on the
no
30th.
way.
So, like, yeah, you
I'll
guys.
try and come. I'll
So
You're
pull
not
up.
going to be around. No,
I don't know.
Yeah.
to be honest. Yeah, if you're around, pull up.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
I wanna bring it for it. Looks amazing.
Yeah, and it's Mother's Day as well.
Yeah.
Take her out. It's going to be good.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I'll be
I actually
there.
might be around for that. I want to come see my mom.
Anyways, guys, we've been talking for literally more than an hour already.
Okay.
So, final question.
Okay.
Make it sweet. If you got to give yourself, like younger self, a bit of advice about like where you from the point that you are now, like what advice would you give your younger self?
Wow.
Because you guys are doing amazing
You
now.
wanna go first,
But
or-
like,
Yeah, I would say keep going, stay consistent, don't take things personally, and do your tax returns on time, bro. That's what I would say.
yeah, that's some solid advice. Yeah. What about you?
I would have loved to give myself a little bit more credit when I was younger.
Yeah.
I feel like I was too busy doing the work.
Yeah.
I've like loved to have enjoyed it a lot more.
Yeah.
I feel like the first 5 years was kind of like,
And also from 22.
yeah,
Like that's,
it felt a little bit like that.
yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, like 3 months of like straight, no day off, no clubbing for like 5 years, so going out.
Yeah.
A lot of that. So I would have, if I could go back, I would have enjoyed a little bit and not be that stressed. Because at the end of the day, it's always okay.
Yeah.
Like it's always like
Okay,
I just
yeah.
remember like for the first few years, I never used to travel because I'm scared to leave the shop.
Yeah.
But like, you know, and I think one of the best advice was, you don't work hard, but also work smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think when you start working smart, it becomes better. Yeah.
Exactly. I would say that as well. I would say travel more I know I travel, but travel as much as you can.
Enjoy.
Spend less money on nights out and maybe use that money on flights to go somewhere.
Somewhere,
Like,
yeah.
because Dublin is also a bubble, so a lot of the times when I've been inspired, it's been things I've seen in other cities.
Yeah, I
and
love
just
when you come
people.
back from another city because you're literally like,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
always, every time I know like it's done, I'm like, yeah, this boy needs to travel. Like, the
Yeah,
minute
just
you're
step
back, you're like,
out.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
just travel more. That's a good thing though. Don't be so hard on yourself, because like the whole point of doing this is for your freedom, and if you have that,
yeah.
even now, because like that advice definitely you can
I
take.
need
You can
that.
take
Like, that's from that. I take that
that
advice
advice that
now.
you gave yourself, but I think you probably take that now. Like
I
you,
do
Mm.
now.
Yeah.
I just there's always somewhere booked to go to.
Yeah,
Good.
man.
Which is important. You
Yeah,
just have
man.
to enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it goes quick,
it does.
really quick.
It
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Well, guys,
Bro,
I'm
don't
coming
you
to the
sound
end of
you
this.
sound old saying now. Relax.
Bro,
You're not even
No,
mid
it's like, but
30s.
no,
No, but
I
hey,
think it's
I
like
am,
life.
yeah.
Life just happens fast.
Yeah,
Okay.
it goes quick.
But still though.
Yeah.
It goes
That's-
really quick.
Yeah, it does. It does.
You just have to enjoy it.
Yeah. Well,
I
anyways,
sound like an old man.
no, you don't. No, because I remember even seeing you on the night. Are you like, what am I doing here? I'm like, you're having fun, like, relax.
Yeah.
And it's just like, if you go to places like New York, there's people in their 50s literally doing like,
Bro,
it's just
so
Ireland
different.
can make you
It's
feel
just because
really
it's
old
Ireland.
sometimes. Like,
A lot of times, like we're in studio sessions, I always like want to find. I want to like I'm working with a producer. I'm like, like I always ask them before I ask them how old they are. I'm like, do you have a family? Because most of the people we're working with are like, this is their lives.
Yeah.
So like they're all, because there's like, imagine you had like a community of people who were just like you in the, like built a business, were super creative, had a family. You wouldn't feel like
Yeah.
it's just because you don't have that,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But like you're
you're
calm, bro.
like,
And I
yeah,
think
you're
that's what, like,
youthful.
yeah.
You're
Yeah,
You
exactly.
what do you always
youthful.
say? I always have what? You have a motive or emotion going. What did you say?
Wait, what?
To stay young, you have to have like emotion or motive.
No, oh yeah, I always say that, like I used to say that I was like, if you're 30
This
or like
this guy, this scariest advice that this guy be giving.
no, but it's
you.
actually
I think this is a good one. Go
it's
on.
silly advice, but I'm like,
It's
if
the
you're actually
scariest-
like,
this
if
the
you
one
like,
he's about to say scary.
I feel
No,
like
no.
if you like stay young, and like you're like creative, and you're
You're
gonna
doing
stay
what you
young,
love,
like you're gonna
yeah.
like, you're around people, you're around young people, you're constantly like, you're constantly being inspired. I feel like
Yeah.
that has an impact on how you actually age.
Yeah, it does.
But if you're like, like obviously people are like putting a lot of stress on their bodies. They're around like people who are like in different stages in life. They're like, people are like 50,
Yeah.
but that's not, my advice
That's-
is way more intense. But
yeah, I was like, he didn't
yeah,
say it,
but like, yeah, I feel like you're actually calm, bro.
And also,
yeah, you're so good.
you can never stop learning, right?
Exactly,
Never.
exactly, bro.
It's never too late to go back to
Or to
college
never,
or
Exactly,
ever,
bro.
Yeah.
you know. So
Keep
I'm
on.
going back to college.
Really?
Yeah, starting
Oh, guys,
September.
this conversation is meant to, like, this is going to, like, we're already here. An hour, how long, lads, are we here
Do
now?
part two.
An hour
Do a
20.
part two.
Okay, yeah, part two coming, but you're about to go to college, is it?
Yeah, go to the architect and interior design.
Ooh.
That's sick.
That is so cool.
So my son is starting first year, and I'm starting college.
Wow.
Wow.
Totally starting first year.
Yeah.
So, like,
Wow.
it
Crazy,
happens
right?
so fast.
Bro, that's
goes
gonna
so
go by
quick.
so quick, bro. He's
what
gonna
I'm
be
saying.
like he's gonna be in college so soon.
You could do both.
Yeah.
You could do what you're doing now with
Yeah. What?
a baba whenever you're
I've been
ready.
thinking about that.
Yeah.
You've been thinking about it?
Yeah, like it crosses. Like I'm like, yo, I'd love to be like an active dad.
No, do you know
like-
what? You always wanted to be a young dad, though. I remember, like, you,
Yeah.
like, when we were in college, you're like, I'd love to be a young dad.
Yeah. I definitely would like to be like an active. I want to be active and stuff. And
Especially you're talking about people doing, like, producers having kids and
Yeah.
do
People,
both.
I'm seeing it more now, and seeing how people balance it. It's like it is possible.
It is possible.
Yeah.
Just have that big break, and then you're blessed.
Make those
You have
money.
already?
Again, this is
I'm-
the
yeah, I'm
advice will
definitely- I'm
always land
definitely-
scary. He's like,
I'm definitely on
make
the
loads
verge
money
of it,
before you
like-
can do that, okay?
I'm on the verge of it for
Um,
sure.
But no, this episode was good. I
One
really
last
enjoyed
question.
this. Go.
What advice would you give your
Ooh.
young self?
I definitely think I'm a perfectionist, and that's like, I think that's also my biggest like downfall when it comes to like a lot of my work. Is like I'm too much of a perfectionist, and by the time because the thing about artistry is like you grow all the time, so it's like I have to be willing to like. I hate being shit at something. I think that's my problem. I hate being really bad at something. Even this idea of wanting to have conversations, this. I've been talking about like wanting
I'm
to
happy
sit down
you're
to
doing this, bro.
yeah.
This
I've been
is
talking
sick.
about wanting to sit down and conversate with people for such a long time, but I always felt like, oh, I need to be at this position. I want to make sure that the fact that I'm even this, I was like, I was not going to do it normally. Do you know what I mean? I was like, okay, I need to get plans. And even if we didn't have the budget, I was like, okay, I'm going to bring all the stuff from the house. I'm going to do this and we're going to find a way around it. But I think, like, yeah, the advice I'd give to myself is definitely like, girl, chill. Like, you're good. You're also talented. Like, trust yourself. So I think that's it. Like, I don't want to overthink things anymore. And like, this is me at this age now, finally being like, no, Toby, just do it. Like, even with the things that I want to do, I have a passion for music and I've been making music for time, but it's like, I've never released music to anybody. Do you know, that sounds like this year, I'm just going to drop it. And it's not even.
Drop the plant pots.
The plant pots. My plant. I'm having an art exhibition as well.
Yeah. That shit, bro.
I also have I have an exhibition coming up as well. It's just like, I think it's just like the fear of like all of these things, but I'm not like, I think I'm not afraid. Like, I am afraid, but I'm not as afraid as I used to be before. And like this year, I'm just gonna do it because it's me, and it's not. I'm not trying to. Whatever it is, I'm not trying to gain. Like, I'm not trying to. The only thing I'm trying to gain is knowing myself. Yeah, and I think,
do that.
Yeah, no, I will. I'm just like, you guys are going to see me. Like, even people are going to watch this now. As I said before, they're going to be like, what are you doing here on the podcast now? Do you know what I mean? Because every time they've met me as something different. I was a makeup artist. I was a hairstylist. I've worked in, do you know what I mean? In film, I was a photographer. I was this. But one thing about me, I will always like experiment. I will always experiment. But I think
we're so lucky we support each other here.
Yeah.
So just do it.
Yeah.
No,
that's what I'm saying. And I just think I have such a good community.
Yeah, so just do it.
Yeah.
People rate you a lot more than you think.
Yeah, a lot of people. That's what's like, I think that's it. And even now, like, the fact that I could call you and like, yo, no, I'm gonna come down. I was like, if I just feel like, okay, do you know what? Like, Toby, you're in your head a lot, like, because I keep thinking I need to get to a certain point. But I'm just
Sometimes
like, no, like, it's
like,
happening.
yeah,
like,
exactly.
just live
You're
it.
We got this.
Yeah. You guys are so
and
good.
we're here to support you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Whatever you need.
Do you have an outro?
Do I have an outro? Do I have it? Do you actually know, MJ? Give us our outro. Should I beatbox or what?
Which camera should I look at? Our villagers, welcome to the beginning of the beginning.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah, no, that's it.
It's our villagers.
Yeah, it's it's our village archive. Our village podcast, so our villagers is perfect. Okay, cool. Like, our villagers is that, guys, are we guys gonna call you our villagers? That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Our village archive.
Village archive, yeah.